Welcome to Breast Implant Illness Hope for Healing. This is Cecily Henderson, your host. Thank you for joining us today. I have a very special guest I would like to introduce you to. She is a remarkable woman spreading hope, faith, and a strong message of self-love. So if you don't mind, I'd love to talk a little bit about your book.
Yes.
I when I so I purchased it and I thought, okay, this is like a 318 page book. And I'm like, okay, can I get through this? And my husband, I was reading it. It took me one day. I didn't put it down. I could not stop reading it. I the main character Willow, I connected with her and all of
Mhm.
the things that she was going through, her darkest thoughts. Because when I had cancer and
Mhm.
I had breast implant illness and I was paralyzed, I just remember thinking these very deep, dark, hopeless thoughts. And
Yeah.
am I going to live? Am I going to continue to be here? And then am I going to be able to take care of my family? And all of those emotions were going on as I was reading your book. And I was going along with the story. I'm like, oh my gosh, this relates to me. This is what something I went through. And it was so healing. By the time I got to the end of the book, I had so much gratitude
Mm.
in my heart for the people that had helped me, and then of course for God
Mm.
getting me through what I went through, because it was, and what the character and what you went through, and he gets you through it. And it was a very healing experience. So please, I want you to tell us a little bit about your book and share, why you decided, what inspired you to write it.
Yeah. Well, I wrote it because when I was going through breast cancer, I sought out, this will come up with the movie too, sought out media, sought out books about what I was about to embark on. I was so fearful. But if I could read about it and I could read a story that somebody lived, I could read or watch a movie about a breast cancer patient that walked off the set and they were alive and they were happy. Those are the things that I wanted to watch because I was young. I didn't have any contemporaries that had breast cancer. The only person I knew that had breast cancer was my mother's best friend, and she died. And so I was seeking out stories of hope, right? That's unifying. That's like making us feel less alone. And so people gifted me beautiful books, faith-based books, self-esteem books, self-help books, beautiful books. But none of them were a fictional depiction of a story that I was about to go through. So I watched my friends show up month after month. I went through 15 months of chemotherapy, and I was like watching at the same time. That was probably the height of the housewives of every city now. And I was thinking to myself, why is everywhere I'm looking in society tearing women down? And why is the community around me shoring me forward? What's the difference? Well, the world isn't showing that, right? That's not what we're showing to the world. So what if
Right.
I wrote a book about that? What if I showed women championing for each other and saving a life? Would that matter? And would that allow somebody who's come after me to have a guide of a story of hope and survival? And so I started to take meticulous notes during my journey, and really my goal was to write a book about a hopeful story. And so then after it was published, people were saying the same thing. They read it in a day and they were very touched by it because they had similar experiences, which propelled me to do more. Then I became a public speaker. Then I went on social media to be part of the social media club that's actually bears witness to hope and bears witness to promoting a positive message. And then ultimately, I my book was bought to become a film, and that has taken over the last 6.5, maybe more now, years of my life, because I thought,
Wow.
wow, okay, if I can share this message in a book, and I can share this message on a stage, and I can share this message in social media and on podcasts and on interviews, what kind of storytelling, what kind of uniting can happen if it's in a film? And so that's ultimately the greatest goal that I've had, and it's coming to fruition. Just need a little bit of help right now with God to get it out there, and off we go.
Well, I believe in what you're doing. That we need this. And I really think that God's going to make this work, because this is exactly what we
Yeah.
need, especially as women. In the breast cancer and breast implant illness, and these difficult illnesses that women go through, we need to unite. And
Yeah.
so thank you for doing this. I mean, oh my goodness, all this work. Reading everything that you've accomplished, I'm like, oh my goodness, this woman went back to Harvard. She's a movie producer. She's, a philanthropist. She's got like two or three different, nonprofit organizations. I'm like, wow, you are doing so much. Plus, with the modeling, and having your arm hurt all the time, and you're still
Yeah.
there helping others. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Encouragement really helps.